What's up, you guys? We got a bad tensioner. Missing a power steering pump because I removed it. And to do this tensioner, this video is going to be just about this tensioner. But if you got a power steering pump right here, it's going to be a little bit complicated. You could see everything from right here, though. If you put your camera right here, or if you look from right here, 12 millimeter and 12 millimeter, this guy will come off. But anyways, you know what? Here, let me add on the video of me removing this. Okay, guys, we're gonna replace this power steering pump on this 2009 Honda Accord. It's a 4-cylinder, 2.4 liter right here. You can see it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this bolt. This cover comes off, so we have more clearance here. We're gonna be taking off this bolt and this bolt. Long as the car is off, you can't even do it with the car on. There's no pressure in there. Don't worry about it. Use a rag to catch any extra fluid. I got the pump on the way, so I'm using this special tool. You could use a 14 millimeter wrench. What you need to do is you need to get onto that tensioner right there. Okay, so I might not be able to capture this on the camera. You're gonna pull forward. As you can see, your belt becomes loose. Once your belt becomes loose, all you want to do is just slip the belt off, just like that, and let go of your tensioner. And we're gonna be replacing the belt on this as well. So you might not see me do a video on that, but if you want to replace the belt, I do have video just on the belt. So don't lose the routing. Do a diagram so you have it on the camera or written down or drawn down somewhere. This belt is pretty much just squealing in the morning, and this belt not good. Get out of here. Anyways, let's take off this and let's take off this, and there's these bolts, and the pump only has 14 millimeter there and a 14 millimeter right there. Encouraging video. Check out my other video that I did why you should do this now. Don't wait for 5 months, 6 months because you got to leak, because you're going to destroy your alternator. Anyways, let's start taking things apart and take it easy. So to start off, 10 millimeter here, 10 millimeter here. Don't lose these two bolts. And this cover just lifts right up. Okay, might have a couple of grommets at the end, at the tip. Okay, got one grommet right there, so you're gonna have to pull a little bit harder than that. Leave the bolts with it. What I want to do is I'm gonna loosen up this bolt. There's no pressure in there, guys. I did do seals on this, but after it got really cold, the pump gave up. So this is a shorter bolt. Let's put it right here. These two bolts are the same length, so you don't want to confuse these for the other bolts. So I think all three of them are same, but I just like to keep them separate. So let's take off this little guy. And if I could do this with one hand in my camera, you can do it. So you see how they kept the two bolts together, one separate. To keep it like that, I need to get me a dirty rag. Dirty rag it is. Get yourself a dirty rag. Don't worry about this, okay? And what we're gonna do is just play around with this, wiggle it, woggle it, and this will come off. You will lose a lot of fluid here. It's okay. It's okay to lose fluid because we're not gonna lose fluid after this. So what I want to do is I want to get one more rag, one more dirty rag in my lot of filth here. That's good enough. Anyways, I'm gonna put this here so we can capture the fluid out of here. So wiggle woggle. There's no pressure here. There is an O-ring. You see that orange O-ring? That is a critical O-ring, okay? If it comes with this is new because I just changed this not too long ago, but we're gonna save this one. I'm gonna just put it to the side here. But these O-rings are very critical, okay? These pumps, they will tend to suck air from here, leak air from right here, because those O-rings become a bit brittle, and they will go, your power steering will sound crazy. So what I wanna do is, if you play around with it, you will shoot out the fluid. So let's just shoot out some of the fluid from here. Let's just turn this, and that way we're not spilling all over. We're gonna turn back a bit so fluid is even. You know what? That's it. That's how it's gonna stay. And what we're gonna do is good enough. We're gonna push this baby over here and make sure you're just not dripping all over. And this for this fresh fluid, okay? It'd be a good time for you to completely do a flush if you want to do so. That's all up to you. I just don't want any of the fluid going down. And what we're gonna do is, it's not my job to clean up the alternator or anything like that, because this should have been done a long time ago. So we're gonna go get a 14 millimeter, and we're gonna go get a 14 millimeter, and we're gonna remove both of them. So what I want to do is, I got myself a 14 millimeter here. I'm gonna pull up because it's kind of clockwise. If you're looking directly at it, So once this baby is loose, do one at a time. I always say, do the harder one first, the furthest one that you can't get your hands on. So this is a 14 millimeter right here. This baby is gonna come right off. And the reason why I say that is because it's gonna make your job easier. Do the harder one first, because the easy one is gonna hold the pump in place for you. So once this baby is completely out, make sure you keep the bolt in order, because sometimes the bolts are longer and shorter. There it is. I'll throw this right there, wipe off my hand, and now this is where you're gonna need 2 hands, not one, and you can't be holding a camera. Okay, if you tell me the mistake I made, let me know. I loosened up. I should have had loosened up that bolt, even though I said I shouldn't be taking off the harder one first. But you see how the pump moved with it? That's something you don't want. But it's okay. I'm gonna get another rag. I just want to put it here for the safety of this alternator, for crying out loud. And what I want to do is, now I'm gonna remove this bolt completely, but the pump is gonna try to just fall with it because there's a load on that bolt now. So if you have 2 hands, you hold the pump with one and you take off the bolt with the other one. And if you don't, that's too bad. Like me, I'm gonna just try to switch hands because I can just push against it, move this bolt just like that with one hand. So I'm keeping my hand to push the pump forward. And okay, here it comes. Here this baby comes. Don't forget to check out my encouraging video. I just talk a lot of crap on videos like that. So this is gonna try to fall out on you. If you're using one hand, the fluid is gonna probably try to go all over. It's okay, he's going all the way. And the Giants and the Jets win. I don't know. I just don't want to be choosing teams because a lot of people, a lot of my viewers, they get offended. Okay, you're a Giants fan, or we no longer gonna watch your videos. That's fine. Put this bolt over here. I'm just joking around, guys. As much as jokes I can pop. Okay, and this pump should just easily come out. Put it somewhere where you're not gonna destroy your ground floor. It does have a core, so this does go back, but we're gonna wait for the new pump, and this baby can just sit here meanwhile. And you can just tilt it over, and you can have fun with my filters here. Anyways, let's wait for the new pump. So now you saw that you can move the pump with these lines, just try to maneuver it around. And what we're gonna do is, I got myself a 12 millimeter here, 1/4 inch drive. And what I want to do here is, I'm gonna go to the center of this tensioner. There's a bolt right in the center, and we're gonna turn it counterclockwise. And then I am gonna take off this socket of this ratchet, just the socket. Okay, so this Honda was making a hummingbird noise, and it was due to bad pulley on this tensioner. And what I want to do now is, if you look at it from right here, just don't have the best tools today, and I'm gonna just take off that little guy right in the center. There's a bolt right in the center, so this tensioner is coming, and you don't want to go crazy with this bolt because you will snap it, so take it easy. You got fluid on it because we had a power steering leak, so that baby sits there. Now we need to put this ratchet and the socket back on, and what we're gonna do is, we're gonna remove this little bolt right here. And once you remove this bolt, your tensioner is gonna try to fall down. That's what we want. I'm sorry, I said a bolt. This is a nut, okay? It's just a nut right there in the center. So that's the nut we're removing. So it's pretty easy job once you have the pump out of the way. But if you're doing all this, you might as well just knock it out together. So once you get this bolt off, this nut, I'm sorry, we're gonna place it right there. And our tensioner will simply just come out. Okay, and we got a hell of a power steering fluid down there. That's fine. Look at this. Look at all this. Anyways, the tensioner is out. I'm gonna just let it sit over here so it can drain out right there. But there's a noise coming from this guy. What I want to do is, this line shouldn't have no fluid in anymore, so I'm gonna let this line sit right here and pay attention to it. Shouldn't be leaking no fluid. So what I want to do is, I want to wipe this down as much as I can, and I'm gonna get that phone first. Okay, so phone rang. It's holidays. I don't know when this video is gonna go up, but it's Christmas Eve. I came to finish up some of the work I had stuck in the shop because my kids are throwing a party and they don't want me around because it's their friends and students from school. That's fine. I don't want to be there anyway. They're probably watching. Anyways, wipe down, clean up as much as you can. Do not spray any chemicals. You do not want to spray any brake cleaner, none of that stuff. You will destroy things. Anyways, this rag is done, so we're gonna wait for the power steering pump. This is kind of dripping. I'm gonna put a rag underneath and wait for the tensioner. And you guys gonna see, just watch all of my videos. I do have a power steering with the one I added to the clip. Anyways, let's stay tuned. Wait for the pump. Okay, so we got our tensioner here. There's a part number right there, 39073, Gates brand, Gates. So inside the box, we got a tensioner. Not a cheap tensioner, but this is what it looked like. So check this out. Smooth. Not as smooth. Okay, so that was done. And what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna do this with one hand. So this tensioner goes just like that, facing down just like that. So that's how we're gonna replace this tensioner on this Accord. Should be a simple job. Get rid of that humming sound. So pretty much this goes in just like that, and you're gonna insert this nut, the stud, into this. And did that with one hand, guys. So this little guy goes right in, and you're gonna have to probably lift it up to find the entry point of this bolt, and it should drop right in. Once you find that, the bolt, if you push on it, it will just fall right in. And after that, all you're gonna do is you're gonna snug it as much as you can. You're gonna take your tool, you're gonna switch hands. Okay, let me switch hands with my camera. And pretty much what we're gonna do here is, let me see if I can turn that bolt with this hand. There you go. And I'm gonna just tighten this as much as I can. Don't overdo it, because I have broken these bolts as a beginning mechanic years back on my 04 Accord. That will be an issue. That will be an issue if you do that. So, okay, it's quite a bit long bolt. So once it snugs up, I'm gonna stop there, and then we're gonna put in the nut next. There you go, it's snug. We're gonna take this nut, we're gonna put the nut onto this little guy where we took it off from, right here. And don't drop it. It's gonna be very difficult to find down there. And what we're gonna do is, I will give you a torque spec at the end of the video, but I like to hand tighten these. Just go easy on them. You don't want to snap them. And it's a weird spot. My deep socket is cracked. So just a hand tight. That's it for me. And I'm gonna do the same thing here. Hand tight. Bada bing, bada boom. And I'm gonna leave it alone. And we should not have that sound no more as we spin this pulley. Alright, so thank you for watching this video, guys. Stay tuned for the rest of the, watch my other follow-up video with the belt. You do need to remove the belt and put on this tensioner. And I'm having a pump here missing, and that's about it. Thank you for watching my video, and stay tuned for the other videos. And that was just a tensioner there.